Our epistle reading for May the 22nd, 2022 comes from Revelation chapter 22, verses 12 through 14, 16 through 17, 20 through 21. A note about the absence of verses. Verse 15 includes those who are not in the New Jerusalem. Those who bore false witness, those who lied, those whom the author of Revelation calls dogs. That's left out. We want to focus on the good news of those who are there. Other texts will tell you why they are not included. Also in 18 and 19, included in that is what is often included in sacred writings, especially in Egypt and in others, with a warning and a curse that if anyone changes the words of the text, then whatever curses are mentioned in the text will fall upon the person who betrays them. This is like a tomb warning, if you will. And that's left out as well, because what we want to focus on in Revelation here at the end is Jesus bringing completion to both of the book and to his ministry. So it ends the way it began. If you remember at the very beginning of the book of Revelation, Jesus proclaims, "I am the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end." And so here again he says, "I am the Alpha, the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. And blessed are those who washed their robes, for they will have the right to the tree of life and enter the city gates." And the tree of life, of course, referring back to the Garden of Eden and that tree of life. And then the city gates, the New Jerusalem. This ties into several of Jesus' parables about who gets included and who's excluded. I would refer you to the parable of the wedding feast. Those who rejected the invitation and those who were included in the invitation but weren't wearing the correct robes. Also to the parable of the 10 virgins. The 5 who were foolish and the 5 who were wise, waiting for the groom to come and claim them for their honeymoon. Both commentaries on those, a classic Reformed interpretation, is that the oil that was missing, the robes that were missing, was the love of God in that life that bore fruit. Remember the command to love God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. Or Jesus' new command, love as I have loved you. This is what makes the robes white. This is what fills the oil, is the love that we have shown. That is our fruit. That we love God so much that we do his will, not our will. Therefore, we are admitted in. And Jesus, who sent my angel to you with this testimony for the churches, that I am the root, the descendant of David, the bright and morning star. Notice the testimony to the churches, which is how the whole book of Revelation begins. The warning to the churches to do what they are called to do. That's how you wear the robe of white. You are, you're not hot, you're on fire for Jesus, not lukewarm so that you will be spit out. You remember your first love, all of these things. And then we have the Spirit and the bride saying, "Come." We have the testimony of everybody there saying, "Come." And at the end, we too say, "Come, Lord Jesus." It's interesting how it ends with "Come, Lord Jesus." And how in the Gospel of John, Jesus goes to the disciples and says, "Come and see." We have come and we have seen. And now we ask Jesus to come and make our joy complete. This is in preparation for the next Sunday, which is Ascension Sunday, and then Pentecost. We are every day proclaiming, "Come, Lord Jesus. Come, Lord Jesus, into our lives. Come, Lord Jesus, guide us and direct us. Come, Lord Jesus, fill us with your grace so that we may proclaim, not my will, but thy will be done. Come, Lord Jesus." The prayer of the church.